Welcome back to Consumer Labs. Let's talk about that Apple Vision Pro. Now, I'm not going to sit there and rehash all the specs and all that. You probably already heard of them, right? You heard about the multiple cameras, you heard about the face recognition, you heard about the fantastic UI interface. I'm more than certain you heard about that. But here's the thing. That product was never made for the consumer. And I'm just gonna be honest, it's not made for the consumer. Now listen, I have the Meta Quest 3. This just came out recently. I have the HoloLens. I have the Meta Quest 2 as well. And I have the HTC Vive. You get the point. I have all these types of headsets. And I'm here to tell you the truth. See, most YouTubers, they don't want to tell you the truth. They want to keep promoting Apple Vision. Maybe they're getting a cut from Apple. Maybe they, getting some hugs on the side from Apple. Whatever it may be. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not made for the consumer. And I wish they just stop, a lot of YouTube channels and all this Twitter and all this nonsense, stop trying to promote it like that. It's not made. I can't say it enough times. It's not made for the average consumer. Now, what is the average consumer? Average consumer is someone that's going to purchase, that will purchase a VR or AR mixed headset, but they're not going to spend over $1,000 to make that happen, right? I'm talking about the average guy. He's going to be like, oh, let me spend $3,500 to buy myself a VR headset. It just doesn't make sense. Now, let me tell you why it doesn't make sense. Because I know I'm going to get some haters out there because they don't want to hear this. Because you know what they want to do? They just want to keep promoting Apple product. Now, I got a whole bunch of Apple products, right? I got the Macs, I got the watches. Well, yes, so I'm not hating on Apple. I don't want nobody telling me I'm hating on Apple, right? Because if you look at some of my other videos, you see I go into depth about some of other things that other products that I'll say that is really great that Apple made. But this product that Apple, let's get straight to who's doing it. Tim Cook is trying to promote as if it's a consumer product. It is not. It is really an experimental product. Yes, I said it again. It's a very expensive experimental product that costs you $3,500. Let's say that number again, $3,500. Now, you may say, well, people buy MacBooks all the time and they costing $1,000. But that's the problem with the headset. That is the hugest problem with the headset that a lot of these YouTubers don't want to mention because they so caught up in a fascination of Apple that they're not taking a step back and think about it look at the bigger picture. Yes, the headset hardware is definitely fantastic. It's above levels of most headset. Now, I got the Meta Quest 3. We'll do a review on that and give you an idea so you can see the difference there. But the Meta Quest 3 is a great headset, right? It's a great headset for the price that it's serving. It's like $500, right? The lowest version, 128 gigs, is $500. People will spend money on that. Keep in mind, we are in a slight recession going on here, so, we only got that type of check. But with that being said, what can $3,500 do for you? And that's the question I think people should ask themselves. What can $3,500 do? How can Apple sell me a $3,500 headset? And let me tell you what the problem is. The biggest problem with the headset is durability. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but the headset, the front face of the headset is glass. Yes, it's glass. If you look at, here is Microsoft HoloLens. This headset, this front piece is durable, but it's a durable material, more of a plastic, right? Apple's front face of the headset is glass. I mean, it's great, it's beautiful and all. I give them credit for that. But if that thing falls and breaks, it's gonna crack. How are you gonna fix that? How are you gonna fix that $3,500 headset front face? Because keep in mind, the front face, the Vision Pro have a screen. It's actually a screen, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. So that's one thing. Durability, right? Then you got the weight of the machine of the HoloLens. Of the Vision Pro. The weight of it is 1 pound. So you got your head is already. Most people's heads weigh about 40. Some people's heads may weigh about 60 or 80 pounds, right? But your head itself got weight to begin with. Now imagine adding another pound onto your head. Now yes, it's got some nice, durable straps in the back, similar to what the MetaQuest have here. I bought this, by the way, separately. It's the MetaQuest 3. And what I did, I bought this strap separately because it's really good. It really helps support the MetaQuest. All right, and this is, by the way, using pancake lens, as you probably heard of it already. And yes, it's very comfortable. It's lightweight, but it's still got weight to it, despite the nice, support I'm getting with this. Now imagine a pound, 1 pound. By the way, this is half of a pound, the weight of this, right? Now imagine a pound on your front face, right? How is that going to help you any? Like, that's going to be, after a while, that's going to feel uncomfortable. Matter of fact, if you look at some of the reviewers that came out of the Apple event, they started saying, it started to feel uncomfortable. So, is that good? No, that's not good. Another problem is this. It's 2 hours. 2 hours? You mean to tell me I'm going to spend $3,500 for 2 hours? What type of nonsense is that? 2 hours. You got to be kidding me. Okay, listen, these headsets I just showed you, they about the same amount of time, but then again, the MetaQuest 3, the Quest 2, and some of these other headsets, they 2 hours, yes, but then again, they not $3,500. If I'm gonna spend $3,500, I want that thing to work like my MacBook. Yeah, like my MacBook Pro. I want it to be able to work for hours until I'm tired. That's what I want. Can you think about this for a second? Can you really be productive with only 2 hours? What type of nonsense is that? That's not productivity. That's gameplay. And once again, the problem is, are you going to spend $3,500 to play games on it? You want to do more than that? I'm pretty sure. Then that leads us to the next problem. The operating system. Oh my gosh. Here's the problem where a lot of people fail to mention. And this is sad. It's just sad. Because what's happening, a lot of people don't understand technology. Here in Consumer Labs, we understand the technology because we build technology. Like we actually build devices. Like we actually build it. So we know what goes into it. And I'm going to tell you right now that the problem is software side. You may say software, Apple got some of the greatest software. Yeah, but guess what they're going to do? They're making another platform called the Vision Pro, for the Vision headset, I should say. Now, like a Vision iOS, you can look at it that way. Like they have the iOS for the app, the pads and the Apple pads, iPads, the phones. That's a problem. You say, how? You may say, how is that? Because guess what? If I'm gonna spend $3,500, I want a Mac OS. I want to be able to use that headset with Mac. Yes, you heard me. Mac OS. The problem is that headset, you will not be able to run the same software that you would run on your Mac PC. You can't run it. Think about it. Now, as you already know, or maybe should know, is that the Vision Pro, it have a M2 chip in it. Now, you would think, okay, this thing is $3,500. It's got an M2 chip. By the way, that chip is the latest powerful chip that Apple put out. It's in their MacBook Pros. It's in even on the iPads, right? So you would think that with that type of process and that type of money, I'm going to get to use some of the Mac iOS programs. Matter of fact, I should be able to run it like a computer. And that's my problem. You can't run a $3,500 headset like I could run my computer. You mean to tell me I'm going to have apps? Think about that. You're going to have a $3,500 headset that run apps. And what's an app? The app is basically an incomplete program in the majority of the times. I want to run Mac software. I want to be able to put Windows software. I want to be able to do whatever I want to do with that $3,500. I want to run it like a laptop. That's what I'm trying to get at. You get my point? You should be able to run a $3,500 headset like you run a laptop. But you don't have to believe me. Go check the website. Go check them out. Go look at the event. You can't run. Why do I want to spend $3,500? I mean, I keep saying over and over because I'm just trying to stress the point that I should be able to run anything I want for that type of price. And this is why it leads me to say that the headset is not, at that current price, is not meant for the average day consumer. It's just not meant for that. Now, a lot of you going to go out there and you're going to build up the anxiety. You're going, despite what I'm saying, you're going to go out there, you're going to buy it. Once the thrill is gone, you're going to realize it's a piece of weight. You're going to realize that I got $35, 1 pound piece of weight. That's what you're going to realize. I guarantee you're going to realize that. Because you're going to be like, okay, I got this headset. Nice, cool, really nice. What am I going to do with it now? You're going to go to the app store and play some apps, play some games, get half programs. What are you going to do with it? Think about it. What are you going to do with it? And that's where you got to ask yourself. If I go out, save all my money, my pennies, my nickels, selling bottles, selling some stuff off I have just to get the money to buy the headset, the next thing becomes, what in the world are you going to do with it? And let me tell you, all you're going to be doing with it right now is playing Vision iOS apps. Basically, it's an app store you're going to be playing. And here's another, and that leads me to the last thing I'm going to say. There's another problem. Just to get this thing, its requirements is a little fuzzy. And let me tell you what I mean. It's like you want to go buy, it's like, because by the way, it's going to be released, just in case, I'm sorry if I didn't mention this, it's going to be released early next year, 2024. We're talking about sometime early 24, probably between January and March. Now, when this is released, you can't just go and order it online. If you wear glasses like I do, you need lenses. You can't, like with these other headsets I showed you, I could have my same glasses on and just put on the VR headset or the HoloLens for that matter, right? And I could just go ahead and watch what I gotta watch, do what I gotta do. You can't do that with the Apple Vision Pro. You literally gotta be fitted to order get it. Fitted to get it, kind of wrong. Think about that. Nobody ain't talking about that. Everybody's caught up in all the technology, the hardware. But at the end of the day, you gotta think about usability. How can an average day customer use it? If being that I am a customer, what I want to do with the headset, I want to do whatever I want to do with it. I want it to operate like it's a laptop. That's to me would be the ultimate goal of spending money on something like that, right? Because I want to be able to open up. I want to be able to put the headsets on, operate any way I want, do whatever I want to do, right? And as if I was working on my laptop. Now they're gonna claim. Last thing I want to say, they're gonna claim, well, the headset, you could use it as a big screen TV. You could connect to your current laptop or desktop, and just once you next to it, which they do, you could use your Vision Pro as a big screen TV. Guess what? That's a $3,500 screen TV. I could do the same thing with a Meta Quest 3. If I just want to have a big screen TV so I can see things on big screen instead of my 16-inch MacBook Pro, I could just use my Meta Quest, if that's the case. Or I could use my HoloLens, or I could use HTC Vive. You get my point? I don't need to spend $3,500 just for a big screen TV. Big screen as far as visuals concerned. I don't need to do that. Right? That's just kind of senseless after a while. So, the question to you is it worth spending $3,500 to play apps on it? It just doesn't make sense to me. And the problem is Apple will never transfer Mac OS onto the Vision Pro. And you may say, why is that? Well, the reason why is that because you got to keep in mind, this headsets, this technology, when you see these headsets like these, like HoloLens and all this, when you see these headsets, you got to remember, there's a lot of technology already incorporated into these headsets. There's a lot of processing going on, and there's something called like power management. It will consume a lot of energy. These headsets going to consume a tremendous amount of energy, guarantee you. And to run a whole full-fledged operating system like a Mac OS is going to drain. You talking about 2-hour battery life? You're going to be talking about maybe an hour battery life. You get my point? Like, you can't be productive in an hour. Like what type of productivity are you doing in an hour, right? And like I said, the battery. Remember, the battery is external, right? So when you buy the headset, you also have an external battery. Now that battery, I guarantee you definitely gonna need more than one battery, right? There's no doubt about that. You're gonna need more than one battery. And I put money on it. Based on Apple's history, those batteries going to be very expensive. They are not going to be $20, $30. I guarantee you. You're probably looking at maybe above $70 plus, maybe $100 for them batteries. So now, not only did you spend $3,500 on a headset, you gotta spend more money to buy batteries because 2 hours is not gonna be enough. And let me tell you something. When a company tell you 2 hour battery life, I can guarantee you it's gonna be less than 2 hour battery life. It's all gonna depend on what usage. Just like your cellular phone, they'll tell you 16 hours battery, but it depends on usage, right? If you're gonna be watching videos, playing games, etc., etc. The more interaction you do with those headset, with the Vision Pro, is another thing that people don't talk about. The more interaction you do with the Vision Pro headset, the more energy that unit is going to consume, because now it's got to do more calculations. More calculations means more power consumption, because now the processors have to do more work. So just keep that in mind. So is Apple Vision Pro consumer friendly? Yes, it's consumer friendly as far as interaction, but is it made for consumer? Answer is no, it is not made for consumer. At this current price of $3,500, no, it's not. Now, maybe later on they'll find a way to get the price down, reduce the price. I doubt that's going to ever happen because Apple is expensive. You know, you've seen the price of their products is very expensive to begin with. I do not see them bring the price down really low because they now be compromising the whole technology of the device. And they're like, oh, it's going to drop in price. Apple not going to drop that headset, but so far, they were just not going to happen. And if they do come out with a cheaper unit, it's going to have less technology in it, which defeats the purpose of even making the headset. All right, this is Consumer Labs. I hope that brings some clarity to the Apple Vision Pro to let you see what it's really about and what people are not talking about. They're just not talking about the software side, the usability of the Vision Pro. And I don't know what. I dare anybody who don't agree with me to challenge me. Leave a comment below. Challenge me that you're going to tell me that a $3,500 headset is worth 2 hours of usage. And tell me is that productive time. Can you really be productive in 2 hours? I don't think so. I doubt it. Anyway, this is Consumer Labs. You know what? We'll talk.